We have all felt it at some point. That wave of discomfort in a packed subway car, the low-level dread in a busy airport. For some, it's a mild annoyance. For others, it's a powerful need to escape. This feeling is often dismissed as simply not liking people, but the truth is far more interesting. A strong dislike for crowded places springs from a mix of personality, sensory experience, and personal history. It is a real and understandable reaction. Let's explore the distinct reasons why a crowded room can feel so overwhelming. If any of this feels familiar, you're not alone. Share your experiences in the comments below, subscribe for more insights into everyday psychology, and be sure to watch to the end for our tips on managing this feeling in an increasingly busy world. For many people, crowded places drain their energy. This is often tied to introversion. Introverts recharge their batteries through quiet time alone. A crowd is the opposite of that. It demands constant social attention, even if you are not talking to anyone. Your brain is processing countless faces, bodies, and snippets of conversation. It is exhausting. This is not about being shy. It is about where you get your fuel. These individuals often prefer depth in their interactions. A crowded party forces many quick surface-level chats. This feels unsatisfying. They crave meaningful connection. A room full of people can feel lonely because real conversation is impossible. Their mind is also wired for deep thought. Crowds are chaotic. This chaos interrupts their internal flow. They need space to process their own thoughts without a flood of external noise. The crowd, therefore, feels like an invasion of their mental peace. For others, the problem is not social. It is sensory. Their nervous system is like a volume knob turned all the way up. Bright lights seem brighter. Noises blend into a painful roar. The brush of a stranger's arm can feel sharp. A busy store is not just busy. It is an assault on their senses. Every beep, shout, and flash adds to a rising tide of discomfort. This makes focusing very hard. They cannot filter out the background. The couple arguing, the music, the crying child, all have equal volume. Trying to talk to a friend becomes a struggle. They must fight to concentrate on one voice. This intense processing is physically tiring. After an hour in a crowd, they can feel as drained as if they ran a race. Their body is on high alert, braced against the sensory storm. It is a raw and exhausting way to experience the world. Sometimes the fear is learned. A past event can cast a long shadow. Someone who had a panic attack in a mall may forever link crowds with that terror. Someone who got terribly lost in a crowd as a child might retain a deep fear of it happening again. The crowd becomes a place of past danger, not present fun. This leads to a fear of the unpredictable. In a crowd, you cannot control the movements of others. You cannot easily escape. What if you need to leave suddenly? What if you get shoved? This feeling of being trapped is powerful. For people with social anxiety, the fear multiplies. A crowd means hundreds of potential judges. They worry about being watched, bumped into, or thought foolish. The crowd is not a threat of chaos, but of harsh judgment. A fundamental need for control is at play. Everyone has an invisible bubble of personal space. For those who hate crowds, this bubble is essential. A crowd pops it constantly. The inability to move freely feels like a loss of self. You are no longer directing your own path. The crowd is. This loss of autonomy is frustrating. You walk at the crowd's speed. You stop when it stops. Your choices are gone. This clashes with a need for order. A quiet park or a calm home has predictable rules. A moving crowd is chaos. You cannot guess who will move where. This unpredictability creates tension. It is the opposite of the calm, controlled environment where they feel most themselves. Our modern world quietly encourages this feeling. We now live much of our social lives online. Our interactions are controlled. We can pause, edit, or leave a conversation with a click. A real-world crowd offers none of those buttons. The shift from digital comfort to physical chaos is jarring. Recent global health events also changed our minds. We became more aware of the air we share with strangers. Getting close to others can now trigger a conscious health worry. Furthermore, there is a growing culture of opting out. Choosing a quiet night over a loud party is now seen as valid self-care, not odd behavior. This acceptance makes it easier for people to listen to their discomfort and honor it. The dislike for crowded places is not a simple quirk. It is a personal experience built from how we are wired, what we feel, and what we have lived through. It can stem from a need for quiet energy, a sensitive body, a cautious mind, or a love of personal control. Our modern world also plays a role. Recognizing these reasons is the first step toward kindness, both to oneself and to others who might feel the same. It is not a flaw to be fixed, but a part of one's experience to be understood. Managing it might mean choosing off-peak hours, having an exit plan, or simply giving yourself permission to leave. Ultimately, it's about navigating the world in a way that feels safe and sustainable for you.